Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming today. Today's lesson is fruits and vegetables on a budget. My name is Siobhan. I'm from Snap Ed, and our goal today is to help you save time, money, and to eat healthy. Do you think it costs too much to eat healthy? I see some nods.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that it is too. It's a myth. And today we're going to show you ways to make half your plate fruits and vegetables and not to spend a fortune. MyPlate on a Budget by Share Your Strength is a great guide to help you eat better for less. So imagine you're in the grocery store now. If I asked you to grab some fruits and vegetables, where would you go first?
The produce section.
Produce section.
Yeah, produce.
So there are lots of places where you can grab fruits and vegetables throughout the grocery store. So here is the MyPlate. It's a quick visual guide for a healthy eating pattern. You can see that half your plates should be fruits and vegetables. So we can actually go to the canned section and get some canned, and we can actually get some frozen, which we're going to use today in our recipe. So we can use fresh, frozen, or canned to vary our fruits and vegetables. You can also get dried. I always forget about dried. So canned and frozen are picked at their peak freshness, and they're chock full of nutrients. So all forms, whether fresh, frozen, or canned, will give you the same amount of vitamins and minerals that you need. The great thing about having a variety is you're able to save money and still make half of your plate fruits and vegetables. Today, I'm going to show you a quick, healthy recipe that's easy on the food budget. It is brown rice with sizzling chicken and vegetables. This recipe will show you no matter how much money you have to spend on fruits and vegetables, you can save money and still make half your plate fruits and vegetables and have a delicious, tasty meal that the whole family will love. Okay, so I actually pre-cooked my brown rice and my chicken just to make the recipe easier. And this is one part where you can make food ahead of time. Yesterday being Sunday, I made a bunch of rice so I can have that for other meals throughout the week. And I made some extra chicken. So these are just ways that you can, cook once and eat throughout the week. Okay, so first of all, we are going to, we have all of these beautiful fruits and vegetables. Well, not fruit in this recipe, but I have a yellow pepper. There's actually the small peppers too that you can get. Okay, so first, we are going to make the soy sauce mixture. So we have honey, and I just put my honey in a smaller container because it was easier than working with this big jar. And it is local honey. So I am going to put 1 tablespoon of honey. And it's nice too to have like a couple tablespoons if you're going to need it for different things, so you don't have to worry about cross-contamination or anything. And then I have my cornstarch, and this is a thickener. And I have a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of honey so far. And then I have a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, I am going to have to add some soy sauce to this in a minute. I'm going to get the vegetables going over here. And I have a little cooktop. Okay. So the total cost of this whole recipe is $6.97 for 4 servings. It's about $1.75 a serving. And that would probably take much less time to make this than it would be to order out. And I even noticed yesterday when I was buying the chicken, you can save money if you're buying a bulk pack and stuff like that. All right, so we're going to start. We made the soy sauce, and we're going to heat the oil into, it says a wok or a skillet. Got my oil here. I want to be careful that you don't get it too hot. Okay, and then I'm going to add minced garlic. So here's garlic minced, and here's actually garlic powder. And then I have fresh garlic here as well. So it all depends on what you have and what you want to use. The minced garlic is going to save you time, so you don't have to worry about mincing it up. But you're going to use a little bit less if you use minced garlic. I'm going to use a teaspoon here. So if you're using the minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, or you would use 2 garlic cloves, or you would use a 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Sizzling away. Okay. You're gonna just do it till it's golden brown. So in this, if it starts to get too hot, you can take it off so your garlic doesn't burn. Okay, dried herbs are a great option if you're going to, want to keep it fresh in your cabinet. All right, so this chicken is already cooked, but I want to just put it in some 1-inch pieces. And I just put a little salt and pepper on this when I sauteed it yesterday. Again, if you bought like a big container, a big thing of chicken, then you could have just taken the rest and frozen it. I thought this was a lot for a pound of chicken. And it was much less expensive to buy the chicken that wasn't already cut into cutlets or, diced up for you. That's where you're going to spend money. Oh, that is a lot of chicken in there, huh? So you could always do a chicken substitute, and you could use the cannellini beans or any bean that you have if you didn't want to make it meat. I'm going to rinse my hand out here quick for food safety after you're doing chicken. Okay, you can see that I used a separate cutting board for the chicken because you don't want to use the same cutting board. So it's just 1 small onion. So this was just a larger oven that I had left over from yesterday. So I kept it knowing that I had to use it today. So if you have a big onion, you're just going to use half of that. Okay, so you want to make sure when you cut the onion, keep your fingers out of the way. So if you cut it like that and then you slice it down the middle, you're going to have to do a lot less chopping later.
Can you move your handle a little bit for the pan so we can see? There we go. Thanks.
Okay, I'm just going to give this a little stir. Bring this down a little bit. So being that the chicken is already cooked, I'm really just warming it up in here. Okay, so what you can do now to get the pieces of the onion a little bit smaller is you can just take your knife and go back and forth and cut it a little bit smaller. So this is where, if you bought chopped onions in the store, over in the produce section, you're going to pay more for somebody else doing this work for you. You can also buy frozen onions. Sometimes they come with peppers and onions together. That's a real time saver. Again, you just got to see the price difference in doing that, but definitely if they're cutting it up for you, it is going to cost you more that they did the work for you. Okay. Now it says to push the chicken aside in this recipe. I don't have a lot of room in this container here, so I'm going to put the chicken to the side while I'm cooking the vegetables. You see all that garlic is going with it. Okay, I'm going to throw the onions in there now. So if you have a big family, you could buy a bigger pack of chicken or, cook once for the week, put some of that chicken away. Same thing with buying vegetables. You know, buying one of these may be a lot more expensive than buying the 3-pack or even the smaller peppers, you know, depending on what the price is in the store. Okay, so now we have our onions are cooking. So we are going to continue with the carrots and the frozen broccoli. So the frozen broccoli here is going to take a little bit less than the fresh broccoli, and I already measured that out.
Did you put that in right frozen, or was that defrosted, or is that frozen? I can't tell.
I have my carrots over here. Were you saying something?
Is
Somebody have a
that
question?
is the broccoli frozen or is it defrosted?
Yes, the broccoli was frozen.
Okay.
So you could use frozen or fresh, but we used the frozen today just because it was less expensive. And again, I bought a big bag of the frozen. We have our carrots. It's just 3 medium carrots. And slice them pretty thin. And it's a little different with this cooktop here, depending on what you have, if you have gas or electric. Just keep an eye on it, make sure it's staying at a consistent temperature to cook everything. Put the carrots in. 3 carrots and a 1/2 cup of frozen broccoli. Again, with a recipe like this, you could add any vegetable that you have. So say like I had my leftover onion. If you had yellow and green peppers left over from a recipe, or that's what you had, you can use what you have on hand. You can use leftovers. You can also look for what's on sale. If it was summertime, which you wish, you could go to the farmer's market and see what was on sale in the farmer's market. Okay, now we're going to do our peppers. I have a couple little hitchhikers here. My dogs love carrots, so keep them stop from barking. Here's my red pepper. Cut the top off, and then you can just take out the middle. The seeds can be hot if it were a hot pepper, but here it doesn't really matter. And again, you can get the frozen peppers, which would save you time. But then again, the consistency might be a little different. I have bought the frozen peppers for a pinch. And it says 1 medium pepper. And I'm sure just to add more color, if you wanted to add some green pepper or some red pepper or yellow pepper or orange pepper, and they'll all be fine. I like these little peppers because you don't really have to worry about taking out the insides. You can just cut it up. So we have our, everything is sizzling away over here. So if you do use canned, you want to be careful about the canned having extra sodium in it. Look, I have these cut green beans. Well, you could add corn too. It does have green beans, water, and salt. So you could just rinse it off to get rid of some of the salt in there. Okay. All right. It's all sizzling away. Now let me get my soy sauce going over here. Sorry, somebody used the soy sauce. Okay, so we are going to do 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And this is the low sodium. Okay. Then we're just going to whisk this. And mixing up as I go so it's not so messy. We're going to whisk this together here. And then we're going to throw it in this. We're just going to let this cook for a little bit more. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? No? Has anybody ever made a stir fry before?
I make them a lot.
So what do you put in yours?
It depends on what vegetables I have around, but broccoli and carrots almost always go in.
Broccoli and carrots are your go-tos?
With brown rice.
So here's our soy sauce mixture. See all those beautiful colors in there? Looks great. Okay, so we're going to pour our soy sauce mixture over the top. And then we can mix our chicken back in. This is a lot of food here. This is a nice meal for 4 people here. And we have our brown rice. We can mix right in there, or I would probably serve the rice on the plates and then pour the vegetable mixture over the top. Okay. So today, we have a little game to play. It's called Supermarket Showdown. All right, guys, so we just made sizzling chicken with vegetables and shared some ways to save money on the vegetables in the recipe. Let's play Supermarket Showdown and just see how much we can save. For each food item, you'll be guessing the least expensive option. Okay, starting with carrots, we have a pound of fresh carrots, a pound of fresh carrot chips. These are fresh and have been cut up into slices. Usually they come in 1 pound bag near the baby carrots, and a bag of frozen carrot slices already cut up for the recipe. Which do you think is the least expensive option?
Fresh.
Fresh carrots.
So that is correct. The fresh carrots are 67 cents. How about the carrot chips? Those are $1.88. Pre-cut carrots are 3 times the price. So you're paying a lot extra for someone else to cut them up. And with the frozen, oh, sorry. And with the frozen carrots, they're 84 cents for 12 ounces. Okay, so you guys did good here. We did the fresh carrots, our least expensive. All right, ready for another one? Let's check out broccoli. We have a pound of fresh broccoli, a bag of pre-cut broccoli, and a bag of frozen broccoli. Which do you think is least expensive?
Frozen broccoli.
Okay, you are correct. So the frozen broccoli is $1 for 12 ounces. Should we do the pre-cut fresh? Ooh, $2.78. And then the fresh broccoli is $1.11. All right, so you guys did good there. Compare the prices of the fresh, frozen, and canned. Canned and frozen items may be less expensive than fresh. In this case, the frozen is the best value. It is picked at peak freshness, so it has the same nutrient value. How about onions? The recipe called for a half a cup of onions. Let's compare the price for a half a cup of onions. One small loose bulk is about 2 pounds, 8 ounces of fresh pre-diced, or 10 ounces of fresh. Which do you think is the least expensive option?
The bulk. The bulk.
Correct. And then which do you think is the runner up here? The loose onion?
Fresh. Yeah, the loose onion.
That's 32 cents. Pre-cut, $1.27. And the frozen onions are 27 cents. Well, actually, the frozen onions come in second from the bulk. Buying a single piece of fruit and vegetables, like potatoes and onions, often costs more. And you can save if you buy in bulk. So no surprise that the pre-cut are the most expensive. And then the frozen are a great second option there. And you don't have to worry about them going bad if they're frozen. All right, let's look at the red pepper from our recipe. We have in-season red pepper in the summertime. We have a red pepper out of season and a bulk bag of mixed peppers. Which one do you think is least expensive? Let's go for the in-season red pepper. 40 cents for a half of a cup. The red pepper out of season, 69 cents. And the bulk peppers are 56 cents. So again, this one was less expensive just to buy one pepper. Then when you buy the bulk, you get 3 peppers. And again, you have it for another meal. Your local farmer's market is a great source for seasonal when those open up again. We have a farmer's market around here. It's been doing great all winter. All right. So here we have, which do you think is the better value to buy? These are fresh options or a combination of fresh, frozen, and canned. Sorry, it's hard to see with this. There you go. So on the left-hand side is all fresh. And then on the left-hand side is a combination of fresh, frozen, or canned. Which do you think is the best option?
The fresh, frozen, and canned.
So although they're both $10 worth, you're getting much more produce, fruits and vegetables, fresh, frozen, and canned. Over here, you get 6 cups of peaches rather than 4 cups, 3 cups of green beans instead of 2, 4 cups of peas instead of 2. 18 1-cup portions instead of 15 1-cup portions when you have a variety of fresh, frozen, and canned. Thanks for playing Supermarket Showdown. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Would anybody make this recipe at home that we just made today? Do you have any recipes that you might modify now that you might switch out fresh, frozen, or canned?
I might try frozen onions that are already chopped just to save time.
And it's nice when they have the peppers and the onions together. I've used it for like quesadilla night.
Or in the stir fry too.
All right. Any other favorite recipes that you might change up a bit?
I would just add pineapple to the stir fry. I like when it has a little bit of
That's a
sweetness.
great idea. Then you get your fruit in there too. And I'm not a big chicken person, so I would definitely add beans to it. Or you could even do half and half. Since you're taking the chicken out, you could make chicken for some of your folks at home and then add beans to the rest. And you have all this brown rice. So again, make the whole bag and then have brown rice for another meal. All right. So thank you for joining us today. If you'd like, we are making and having other classes to follow with different recipes and food demonstrations. We hope that you will make some small changes to have healthier meals. You can also go online and grab store flyers or just check it out for ways that you can save money. There's apps and online, and sometimes they'll even email you what the store specials are. All right. Thank you very much.